Did you know the prosecutors are making YNW Bortlen snitch against Melly in the upcoming retrial? Because the prosecutors are now sending in paperwork to have Bortlen and Melly tried together for one specific reason.
Issue here, and you can try them together. It is to the benefit of the state to try them together. Just more efficient. You don't have to do things again and again. Do it all at once, and also you get a better chance of having them incriminate each other during the trial. It benefits the defense to sever it. That way they can point the finger at each other and get away with it. So this is what's going on. But I don't think it should be automatically severed because the state is seeking a penalty for Melly, because it's only the penalty phase of the trial that would be different, not the guilt phase. The guilt phase is the same. They're both capital crimes. You're seeking the penalty on one, not the other, but that goes into the second part of the trial, the penalty phase, only if Melly is found guilty.
It's common sense that if Bortlen knows he didn't commit the full crime against Sakchaser and Juvy, he won't be able to sit there and take life in prison to the chin, making it likely he will point the finger against Melly. This makes complete sense too, considering Melly's lawyers already tried pinning the crime against Bortlen in the first trial.
Those were his lies. Cortland Henry shows up at Memorial Hospital, Miramar. You don't see him sitting there, but where you will see him sitting is in the driver's seat of a car with two bodies, a car riddled with bullets. And when he shows up with a change of clothing, change of shirt, powder residue on his hands, evidencing that he had discharged a firearm. And he lies. He lies about where the incident occurred. He lies about how it occurred. And he lies about not having a phone. I think it was Miss Bradley herself who said, everybody has a phone in his pocket, not Cortland Henry.
He revealed it's always been Bortlen that's told lies to the feds. He's the one who had powder residue on his hands, and he's the one who was caught with Juvy and Sakchaser when they passed. A forensic scientist in the first trial even announced that Bortlen had powder on his hands that is consistent with someone who discharged a firearm.
So the right hand of Cortland Henry contained two component particles, and the left hand contained one particle characteristic of residue and one two-component particle.
Okay. And can you explain to us what that means?
Basically, overall, there was residue present on the hands.
Bortlen didn't like this, but luckily Melly's trial ended in a mistrial, and it was reported Bortlen tweets a mysterious message on the same day Melly's mistrial was declared. The tweet reads, "Mind games don't work on people like me," with a handshake emoji, which could mean he's accepting a deal with the state. However, this is only the start of Melly's recent problems, because reports revealed that Melly's mom announced that she started a fans account while he stands trial. Melly's mom was even featured in an interview to talk about why she did it and how much she's made.
Why did you decide to break the internet the other day? You're saying that you're YNW Melly's mom and you're about to hit fans.
Why not? You make money while you sleep, and I turned 40 this year. Why not do something crazy?
Did you start it yet though?
What? My only? Yeah.
How much you made the first day? I just need to know the first day.
The first day was pretty epic. It was pretty epic.
Give me a ballpark figure.
Like 40-ish, 50.
One day?
Day one.
This took the internet by storm. Even DJ Academics shared this about it.
So YNW Melly's mom has announced that she's going to be starting the OnlyFans. And I got to be honest with y'all, man. Like, this is perplexing. The reason why it's perplexing is because I can't understand why she's doing this. Your son is fighting for his life. How much, there's certain mothers in hip hop, and you probably could name a few, I won't name all of them, that I feel like their son became stars, but they also wanted to be stars as well. Blueface's mom is one of them. The situation between Melly's mom and Melly, I always thought was interesting, but I never thought she'd be doing this. If you're wondering if she's doing this for money, this can't be a money play. Like, no way, no how.
While Academics claims it's not about money, social media disagreed, because a no-jumper interview with Melly's mom and his brother B-Slime shows Adam asking about all the money Melly has had to spend on lawyers. Melly's mother Jamie sat back and laughed, but his brother B-Slime called Melly out for spending his money in dumb ways.
I would assume
but it's still,
that he spent a lot of money on lawyers. Like an amount that would probably...
That kid spent a lot of money on a lot of things that shouldn't have been spent on.
Really? Like what else?
And cars, jewelry. And he's not even out to wear the jewelry. I'm like, why are you buying jewelry and you're not here to wear the jewelry?
No, definitely lawyers are probably the best thing you can spend
That's
money
what
on.
bro. But he's good with lawyers, bro. Like, money ain't an issue for lawyers. Like, he's fine, but it's just like, it was a lot of stuff that should have went to lawyers that he didn't spend on lawyers. And I'm like, bro. And now it's like, he don't even want the chain no more.
Although when you go into the mind of Melly's mother, she's been through a lot, and she likely wanted to start a fans account as an outlet to get her mind off of Melly's trial, because there were multiple times that Melly had to ask if she was okay. Although Melly's financial struggles will only continue to get worse with his ex-girlfriend, Mariah Hamilton, returning to the United States. With it being reported, Melly's ex-girlfriend has been released from her detention facility after Judge Fein ruled for her release on February 7th. The hearing marked the first time Melly and Mariah had seen each other in person since he surrendered himself to the sheriff's office in February 2019. Melly was seen on this day sitting in the courtroom until he saw Mariah for the first time in 6 years. He smiled massively while trying not to make too much eye contact. Even courtroom reporters say he teared up. When Mariah was released, she shared a post which reads, "And to my village, thank you to my village. I love y'all so much. God's plan, not mine," as she didn't like that the courtroom was broadcasted to the local news.
Mariah Hamilton is spending her first day at the Broward County Jail. She has no arrest record until now. U.S. Border Patrol agents arrested her at Miami International Airport Monday after she arrived on an international flight. Court records show Hamilton was ordered to testify in Demon's first trial in 2023.
With Mariah getting an understanding of how jail is, she refuses to go back. And the feds already know that Mariah has information on what happened on the night of Sakchaser and Juvy's passings. So as part of her deal to be released, she agreed she would testify against Melly in the upcoming trial. The feds have already dug into her iCloud account, which revealed suspicious activity with Melly and getting her to not testify in the original trial, which is the reason for Melly getting hit with the witness tampering charges. These charges are so serious that even if Melly is found innocent against Sakchaser and Juvy, he can still face life behind bars for the witness tampering.
Filing 6 new charges against Demons and 2 others who were allegedly involved. The charges include tampering with a witness, directing the activities of a criminal, solicitation or conspiracy to commit tampering, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. Now, a couple of those charges actually carry a life in prison sentence if there's a conviction.
It stacks up even more lawyer fees since it's considered a different case. But this makes you wonder how Mariah has any information about the crime. But it turns out she supposedly had a call with Melly right around the time of the crime, which is crucial in knowing what happened. However, even Juvy's father dug into Mariah, and he found out how Melly witness tampered with her, as he spoke about the code words Melly used.
There was this kind of crazy way that Melly was communicating. He wasn't allowed to use the phone, but he was passing notes to people, and then this person's calling this person, and then that person.
Saying like to me, they going through extreme measures, trying to cover up or convince people not to testify, like Mariah mom. They was using code words like Rihanna and A$AP Rocky's baby mom. And
with Melly witness tampering, the jail can't allow him to have any communication. So Melly's been unable to use the jail phones and his mail for several months. Jamie King didn't like this, and she spoke in an interview about how it's not fair he can't contact anyone.
My son has not been convicted of anything, and even other inmates that have been convicted or anything, they have the right to use a telephone. They have a right to just to be allowed to write letters to their loved ones, to receive their mail. They hold his mail, they don't give it to him.
The jail wouldn't take his privileges away on just a hunch, meaning they likely have recordings of Melly tampering over the jail phone. However, it doesn't make it any easier for Melly's mother. She continued the interview and shared how she feels completely heartbroken and helpless for her son, since he's not even being treated like a human in jail.
When you saw Melly's statement, just saying how he's been hurt, how he's scared for his life, as a mother, how did that make you feel?
It's heartbreaking. It made me feel completely helpless. Broward Sheriff's Office definitely needs to be investigated. I mean, they they are making up their own rules. We've tried to go to court about this situation. The judge really doesn't have any jurisdiction when it comes to the jail, because we actually had a hearing about the mistreatment of him, and the jail they make their own rules. And I don't think that's fair, because I know that they need to answer to someone too.
This sparked a lot of attention in social media as we heard Charleston White give his 2 cents on the situation. He says this is how Melly should be living, with no special treatment.
Even the YNW Melly, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated. Yeah, I'm so happy he in jail getting mistreated, homie. Homie, when you take a life, homie, you ain't got a right to complain about a motherfucking thing about being mistreated when you done chose to play somebody.
It even got Boozie's attention, who spoke on the stress his mother must be going through.
Okay, so
then I met his mama while he was in.
Oh, okay.
I met his mom while he was in, and she real, bro. You know, she real.
She's stressed out. I heard she had a.
Yeah, she real, and I reached my hand out to him, cause I'm real. Yeah, I reached out to him, bro. I met his mom, and she a good woman, bro. And when I see them mamas like that, it remind me of what my mom was going through, bro.
Melly's lawyers even tried arguing his innocence in court. They told the new Judge Fein that no firearm was ever found at the original trial.
So the first thing is I didn't have a firearm, so I can't know which firearm I'm going to use in order to replicate any of my tests. So I can't make tests for this determination because I don't know what firearm was used.
Okay.
While also sharing GPS evidence from when the crime was going down that proves Melly was running down the street according to when he texted his girlfriend.
That would be the part where he's saying that someone just shot the car up and was trying to shoot them. So I asked him if he was okay, where he was, and he's like, there's a car coming behind him, like hiding. He was like, there's some, yeah. He's like, yeah, there's some. I think they're still out here or something. So I'm like, are you okay? He's like, I'm okay. I said, well, where are Sak and Juvy? And he said, I don't know if they're in the car. I think they're...
But this wouldn't be enough to have Melly released from jail. The retrial has taken over a year since his original trial, and the prosecutors have continued investigating Melly more. They created a new file to make sure he never received a bond. They found that Melly was very close with King Von, leading to his arrest. It turns out Melly supposedly asked King Von for advice on handling a money situation with his friends Sakchaser and Juvy, as said by a former O-Block member close to King Von.
Did Von really tell you that Melly told him that he was 2 friends?
He ain't come out and say, like, we got into an argument, and so you know, if you know, when people could say something without saying it, and so he told me, like, once I posted what I posted, Von was mad at me, bro. Why you put up there, bro? Walk the bam. I'm like, you sitting up here, like, you know the love we got. You do this for us, but you gonna trust that his 2 friends? And he said, them was trying to extort him, and so I'm like, if they was trying to extort him, then why are you still around them?
J Hood claims Sakchaser and Juvy were after Melly for financial gain. The way it breaks down is that the YNW business was split 4 ways between Melly, Bortlen, Sakchaser, and Juvy. However, the issue was that Bortlen and Melly were working every day. From performing concerts to selling merch and doing promotions, Melly and Bortlen were bringing in the most money. On the other hand, Sakchaser and Juvy wanted an equal split, but did not work for it and brought in barely any money. So if you know King Von and how he handled situations, you can guess how Von would have told Melly to handle it. As prosecutors couldn't piece together the motive originally, but they have now. As it's clear, Melly wanted all the money to himself and wanted Sakchaser and Juvy to stop getting a cut. And when you pair it with evidence of Melly admitting to the crime on his phone, it gets bad.
The PC Gambino account asked him if he was okay, and his response was, I did that, and placed a smiley face emoji.
And the next message from 10/26/2018 at 16:02 from Eastern Standard Time. The YNW Melly count says what?
After that, SHHHH.
Also on Melly's phone is a video that shows how Melly and Bortlen acted hours after the crime. You'd think they would be sad for their fallen friends. However, they both seem excited and happy as they dance with each other.
Melly's still turned regardless of what happened this early morning. He's still out here being very positive. Turned still. Hey! But no, still turned, regardless of what happened. You already know.
As they showed no care for Sakchaser and Juvy on the day of their passings. Knowing how they handled it emotionally, the prosecutors investigated the Jeep from the night of the crime. In the expert's findings, he said there's no way it could have been a drive-by, and that whoever did it had to be in the car.
How many rounds were inside the car?
3. From the driver's side back seat.
As to the shot that was Christopher Thomas, where did that emanate from?
Driver's side back seat.
Oh.
My determination was that this is not a drive-by, and it's based upon this picture here. The at a stationary position when all but one of these rounds are going in. The one round that has some movement in it, which is round site L here, the actually moving in that.
With confirmation of someone in the car doing the crime, the prosecutors had Juvy's mother confirm which one was in the back left seat.
Can you state your name, your full legal name for the jury?
I'm Leon Phillips.
Okay. And are you related to one of the defendants in this case?
Yes, I am.
How so?
I'm his mother.
And who is that?
Christopher Thomas.
Ms. Phillips, did you see who entered into the occupants who entered into that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Do you recognize where your son entered that gray Jeep?
Yes.
Which seat, if you can identify for the jury?
He got in the back seat on the right hand side.
Did you recognize the individual that got into the back seat on the left side, the rear driver's side?
Yes.
And who was that individual?
Janelle.